Hello everyone. This is the continuation of our lesson 1. This is the part 2 of lesson 1. In part 1, we covered sentence structure as well as rule number 1 and 2, which talked about noun, adjectives, and common errors where we do with each, neither nor, and none, all, these things. Now we are going to cover rule number 3. So the rule number 3 here is about pronouns, and we are talking about specific pronouns which ends with body, one or thing. So this specific group is called indefinite pronoun, and from indefinite pronoun also this is a specific group of the pronouns. So there are words like everybody, somebody, anybody, nobody, or everyone, someone, anyone, no one. Or if you talk about, ending with thing, everything, something, anything, nothing. So the core principle of rule 3 is straightforward. All of these pronouns are considered singular. So that means all the pronouns which are going to end with body, one, or thing are going to be considered as singular. And because they are singular, they must take a singular verb, right? So the pronouns ending in body or one are used to, you know, refer to people. Here we talk about the people. Whereas the pronouns which ends with thing is used for non-living things or objects. So let's have a look at a few examples here. Now, everybody is or are ready to do his or their work. So the correct sentence is going to be everybody is ready to do his work. Okay. So if you will see this, see somebody and nobody are pronouns used for people, as I said, and thing, the words which ends with things, they refer for things or object. Okay. So here when we are talking about everybody, that means we are talking about person. Okay. And as I said, it takes singular, so it is everybody is ready to do his work. Why? Because everybody is singular. Therefore, we use the singular verb is. And when it comes to the possessive pronoun, we use the singular his. Right? As you can see here, his work. Okay. Now, his is traditionally used when the gender is unspecified or mixed, though in modern uses. His or her, or sometimes a singular they or their, is also seen. But for formal grammar and test, his is often the expected singular pronoun when gender isn't known. So here, when we are saying everybody, we are not aware about the gender. So as I said, according to the formal grammar, we use his. Think about it. Everybody means every single person, considered individually. Someone means some single, okay, an unspecified person. We don't know about that person. So that is unspecified. Nothing means not a single thing. Okay, so you can see some examples here. Someone has left their lights on, right? Someone has left their lights on. Now, here has left his or her lights on, right? So here, as I stated earlier also, that we are going to stick to traditional singular. Is anybody home? Is again is singular. Nothing seems right today. Nothing is singular, so seems is singular. I hope this is clear to you all. Now, there is one thing with a question tag. Can you see here the question tag? So, for pronouns referring to people like somebody or nobody, even they take a singular verb in the main sentence, they are treated as plural in the question tag. When we are talking about the question, they are treated as singular. Like, look at this. Nobody was present. Were they? In the question tag, we consider it as singular. Nobody called. Didn't they? It is considered as, whenever it is a question tag, it will be considered as plural. For pronouns referring to things like something and nothing, the question tag remains singular. Something happened, didn't it? So, what have you understood from this? When we are talking about somebody and nobody, for question tag, it will be plural. And when we are talking about something and nothing, it the question with question tag also, it will remain singular only. Clear? Okay. Now, so this nuisance with question tag is a bit more advanced, but good to be aware of. The main thing to remember for rule 3 is pronouns ending in body, one or thing are singular and need a singular verb. Okay? Please do practice this. Just find out sentences with errors, where you will find such rules, such errors related to rule 3, and try to figure it out. Okay. Now, let's start with our rule 4. Okay. So, here, rule 4, as you will see, it talks about both and it is used in positive sentence. Okay. Now, this is a straightforward but very useful rule for ensuring your sentences are grammatically correct. The main idea here is that both is used to refer to two items or people together. It connects two items, okay, or two people. So it always implies a plural subject because it refers to two things. It naturally requires a plural verb. You will typically see both used with the conjunction and to connect these two items. Okay, you will find, like, look at this, both the students and the teachers. So as we are combining two subjects, so that is the reason we use and along with the both, like both the cat and the dog. So both is generally used in positive sentence if you want to talk about two things. Not being the case, you would usually use neither nor. Okay, which you will get to know soon, right? Let's look at the example. Both the students and the teachers, what will you say? Was or were? As I said, it is going to be plural, so it will be were. Both the students and the teachers were present. Okay? Why were? Because both and clearly points out to more than one subject. The students plus the teacher. So we need the plural verb were. You can find I can give you a few more examples, like both of my parents are coming to the event. So here parents plural, so that is the reason are. She likes both tea and coffee, so here we are talking about the preferences and she likes both, so again are. Okay. Now, so both can act as an adjective which describes a noun, like both roads lead to the city, or as a pronoun, standing in for a noun, like both are good options. So in this case, it may be used as an adjective. So regardless of how it is used, if it is referring to two entities that form the subject, that subject is plural. Okay, either it is used as an adjective or as a pronoun, it will be considered as plural. So, what have you understood from this fourth rule? That when you use both to refer to two subjects, remember they team up to form a plural subject and you need a plural verb to match. Okay? Now, let's come to our rule number 5, that is either or, neither nor. Yeah. Either or, neither nor, not only but also. So here again, it deals with some common pairs of conjunction. Either or, neither nor, not only but also. We call it as correlative conjunctions. These are called correlative conjunctions because they work together in pairs. So let's talk about either or. Okay. So either or is used to present a choice between two options. Example, you can have either tea or coffee. So we are giving two options. Neither nor is used to negate both options. It means not the first one and not the second one. Example, neither the book nor the movie was interesting. Not only but also is used to add emphasis to the second item, showing that both items are true or applicable, with the second often being more significant or surprising. For example, she is not only intelligent but also very kind. So we are emphasizing on her kindness. Okay? See? So we are emphasizing on its kindness here. Now, the most important part of Rule 5 for error correction is subject verb agreement. When these conjunctions join two subjects, how do you know if the verb should be singular or plural? Right? This is the this is the confusion because it may be plural, it may be singular. So now let's understand what happens. So here the rule says that the verb agrees with the subject that is closer to it. Okay? It should agree with the subject that is closer to it. That means whichever subject will be closer, if it will be singular, it is going to take singular verb. If it will be plural, it is going to take plural verb. Like, look at our first example. Neither the color nor the size of the clothes suit or suits me. So the correct sentence is suits me. Okay. Neither the color nor the size of the clothes. Okay. Why? Because it is highlighting size and our closest one, size, and size will go with this. Size is the subject closer to the verb. Size is singular, so the verb suits is also singular. As we can see the next example, not only Ram but also his friends was or were. Okay, which one is the closest subject here? Friends, and friends is plural, so we are going to take this plural. Okay, so we are here, friends is closer. So in this case, friends will be plural. So the verb were is plural. Now, next, let's, try for either and or. Either the student or the teacher. So when I say either the student or the teacher, so that means teacher is singular, is responsible for the setup. Okay. Like, look at this. Okay, let's take an example from here. Neither of the scout leaders know how to trap wild animals or how to prepare them for mounting. So the correct here is knows. Why? This is a bit of combined case. Neither itself, like we learn in rule 2, is singular. So neither knows is correct because neither is the ultimate subject. Even before we consider the of the scout leader's part, but neither or either are used alone as the subject without or not joining two distinct subjects. They are singular. So in that case, so you know, uh, we are going to take it as singular. So the key for rule 5 is when you have two subjects joined by either or, neither nor, or not only but also, look at the subject closest to the verb. That is one, your verb needs to agree with the number. All right? Okay. Now, moving on to rule number 6. So, rule number 6 is numbers with nouns. Okay. So now number with noun, this rule has a few interesting facets. So let's see. It deals with how we use numbers with nouns. Okay, specifically words like hundred, thousand, million, and dozen. Okay, you can see here. So whenever we are talking about these, so the core idea here is, these words, hundred, thousand, etc., generally remain singular when they are directly preceded by specific numeral like 1, 2, 5, etc., and are acting like an adjective, describing another number. Okay, think of it this way. If 5 is telling you how many thousand, then thousand itself doesn't need s, right? Are you going to say 5 thousands? No, right? Let's look at this example. She has donated 5,000 rupees. Is it correct? No, of course not. We don't need thousands here. So when we don't need, you may say that five number is plural, but whenever there is, after there are numbers, we take it as singular only. Money, currency, we take it as singular only. So here 5 specifies the quantity of thousand. So thousand stays singular. It is acting like an adjective, modifying rupees. We don't say 5 red cars. We say 5 red cars. Similarly, it is 5,000 rupees, not 5,000 rupees. Okay. However, if this changes, if these words are used to describe a general, large, or unspecified amount, often followed by of, in such cases, they act more like nouns themselves and can be plural. Okay, let's take an example here. She has donated thousands of rupees. So when we say she has donated thousands of rupees, in that case we will be saying it thousands. Okay, so see the difference here. Thousands implies many thousands, a large quantity, and it is followed by of. In this structure, thousands is noun and takes a plural s. Okay, in this it takes as a noun, and that is the reason it is plural s. So the key distinctions are specific numeral plus number word plus noun. Number word is singular. 2 dozen eggs, 10 million stars. Second, number word as a general quantity plus of plus noun, then number word is plural. Dozens of eggs, millions of stars. Okay? Like, we can take one more example here. 100 students was or were present in the class. So 100 student is a plural subject, so it takes the plural verb. 100 rupees is not enough. In this case, 100 rupees is often treated as a single sum or amount. So it can take a singular verb. This can sometimes depend on whether you are thinking of the individual units or the total sum, but we take it as singular. 100 rupees were given to her. If you are emphasizing the individual rupee notes, a plural verb might be used. So context matters here, but often sums of money are treated as singular. Okay, 2/3 of the bread are or is left. Is left. When dealing with fractions of a singular, uncountable noun like bread, the verb is singular. If it were 2/3 of the apples, then are rotten, because apples is plural. So the verb would be plural. Understood? Okay. So the main takeaway for rule 6 is to pay attention to whether a specific numeral precedes word like hundred or thousand when they modify another noun, which keep them singular, or if they are used more general to indicate large quantities with of, they can be plural. And always ensure your verb agrees with the overall subject. Okay, do practice this rule. Now, coming to the last rule of the day. Okay, talking about rule number 7. So the rule number 7, it says until, unless, if, whether, that. This one covers several conjunctions and their specific uses. All right. So this is, a meaty one, as it covers several important conjunctions and their nuisance. We will need to break it down, so that you understand this. Okay. So this is, very important. So please understand this. We'll be working individually. Let's talk about until. Okay. Until is all about time. We talk about time here. It tells us up to what point in time an action continues or will continue. Okay. So it can be a preposition or a conjunction. See? Okay. As a preposition, it is followed by a noun or noun phrase indicating a time limit. Example, I will wait until Monday. So when I said I will wait until Monday, it we are indicating this is a preposition, and I am talking about that it indicates a time limit. Okay? As a conjunction, it connects two clauses. Okay? With the until clause specifying when the action in the main clause will end. Like, I will wait until he comes. I will wait until he comes. In this, this is a conjunction. Until marks an end point in time. Okay. Next is unless. Unless introduces a condition. It essentially means if not or except if. A very important point here, because unless already contains a negative idea. If not, okay, it contains a negative idea. If not, you generally do not use another negative word like not in the unless clause itself, okay, because it would be a double negative then. I hope you have understood this. We don't use not. See, if not, so not is not used with unless because that is already negative. We don't use double negative. Yeah. Okay. Like, I will wait unless he comes. It means I will wait if he does not come. Or the only condition under which I will not wait is if he comes. So I will wait unless he comes means I will wait if he does not come. So unless sets up a condition that if not met allows the main clause action to happen. Means he will keep on waiting. He will keep on waiting. I hope this is clear. Coming to if condition, okay, or you can say if is a doubt, it if talks about uncertainty. This is a very common conjunction with two main uses accordingly. So first is introducing conditions. We use if to introduce the condition. Okay, yeah, yeah. So this is for if then scenarios, right? If he comes, I will go. So my going is conditional on his coming, right? If he comes, I'll go. So a keynote here is that when if introduces a condition, like in the first conditional sentence, you typically do not use will in the if clause itself, right? The will goes in the main clause, the result clause. So it is if he comes, this is a present tense, not if he will come. Okay, this is wrong. If you will say if he will come, it is wrong. This may come as an error correction. So please remember this. Second is we use it for expressing doubts and uncertainty. Okay. This is when you are not sure about something. If I don't know if he will come. Okay. So here, this is a doubt. I don't know if he will come. So this is when you're not sure about something, right? So you will see that, if clause comes when you are expressing a doubt, not a condition for a future action. Here it is as a doubt. Okay. Next comes is whether. So whether is used to express doubt or to introduce a choice between alternatives. So it is either as a doubt or choice between alternatives. It is often, but not always paired with or not. Okay. So you can see here, whether is preferred over if when you are presenting explicit alternatives or a clear choice, especially with or not. Like, for example, I don't know whether he will come or not. Okay. So in this, see, I don't know whether he will come in. So this clearly presents the two possibilities. So here, I don't know if he will come or not, right? So the correction is to use whether. If in case you get this, so if will not be there, whether. Okay, I don't know whether he will come or not, because if is generally not used directly with or not in this way. Another example is showing doubt. Okay, see, I have a few doubts whether he will come. So the few doubts signals uncertainty, making whether appropriate. I have a few doubts whether he will come. Okay. Now, coming to that is often used to introduce clauses that provide more information or state something with a degree of certainty. It can introduce noun clause that function as a subject or object of a verb. Okay. Yeah. Okay. For example, I know that he is reliable. I know that if he helps me, I'll be able to do work. Right. So in this case, this that is basically giving us information. It is providing more information. I know that what do I know? That if he helps me. So it is giving me more information. What do I know? Okay. That is not typically used with if, when if is expressing doubt. So avoid I don't know that if he will come. The correct version is I don't know if he will come. We cannot use that, or whether he will come. Okay. However, that can be used with if, when if is introducing a condition within a set statement. Like, for example, I know that if he helps me, I'll be able to do the work. Here, I know that expresses certainty about the whole conditional sentence. I know that if he helps me, I'll be able to do the work. Okay. You can see here, I have few doubts that he will come. I have few doubts that he will come. Okay. Few doubts means almost no doubt. It is not a few doubt. Okay. Few means negative. A few means less. So few doubts, it's negative. So that means, so that is we are going to use for certainty. I have a few doubts when I'm saying. A few doubts means yes, there are a few number of doubts. Okay. Means some doubts are there. So whether we will use because there is uncertainty. Okay. So I hope you have understood this. That was a lot for rule 7, but these conjunctions are crucial. The main things are until for time limits, unless for if not conditions, not double negatives. Okay. If for conditions, no will in the if clause or general doubt. Whether for doubt or choices, especially with or not. That for certainty or information, being careful how it pairs with if. Okay. Do practice these exercises. Do practice some error correction exercises based on this from rule number 1 to rule number 7, so that you understand it well. If any doubt, please listen to the video again. Please listen to it and understand. The only thing is, the key is to revise again and again. I hope I was able to make clear till rule number 7. Next video we'll be meeting again from rule number 8. Thank you. Bye bye.